hit record?
Oh, it's on.
It's on?
Yeah, it's recording.
Go. I'm Nick Thomas. Been drifting for about a year, and that's what I'm doing. I've been in it for about a year and a half and got started just sliding a Corvette around the streets and bought a new set of rims and decided to go burn the old tires off. And it's like I knew what I was doing and I had the right skills, but I didn't have the right equipment, so it didn't work out. Like the steering angle on the Corvettes is not drastic enough to get deep enough angle and to control the car like it needs to. So after the first drift event, I did well, and we decided to get into 240 and just skyrocketed from there.
Chris Chapman. I go to school at Nashville Auto Diesel and work on cars, and I drift. I plan on racing in the D1, but first I gotta go through Pro Amateur, which I'm going to qualify in April in Illinois. And then after that, I got to be amateur for a year, and then I'll be in Formula D if I get in there. After a couple years of Formula D, work my way up to D1. See if I can't beat those Japanese kids.
My name's Matt Paul, and I compete in drifting. Basically, they say the word drifting, they think, you know, hey, I'm a drifter. Like, well, what do you mean? Do you move around a lot, or? No, you know, it's a new sport that's becoming really popular in the States. It's not about who gets to the, finish line first. They judge you on your speed, angle, and your clipping points.
On the very end of the straightaway, you'll see a second clipping point. I'll show you the first two right here. Maintain drift, and the second clipping point right there. So there's your first two.
As you can see, apex of turn is the middle of it and how you exit the turn. And at the end of it, they judge who has the most points and who did the best.
It's not as easy as it looks, that's for sure. A lot of people think that all you do is floor it, and, turn the wheel, and that's it. But there's a lot more to it. But I practice on the streets, pretty much. A lot of people mainly just go to events to practice, but I always just do it around town.
I read that some race that they used to have in Japan, this one guy would kick out his back end to get around the corners faster than everyone else. That was like the late 70s.
Kunimitsu Takahashi created the first drifting techniques in the 1970s while racing in the All Japan Touring Car Championship. He grew to legendary stature by drifting his car closest to the inside of the turn at high speeds. This allowed him to keep his momentum. Street racers soon picked up on these techniques and began to incorporate them in their style of racing. Keiichi Tsuchiya was one of the first to use drifting style and practice it in the mountain passes of Japan. Through a video produced by local car magazines, he became very popular and now has earned the title of Drift King.
I know it really hasn't become popular until like the late 90s and in Japan, and then early 2000s here.
The first drifting event was held in Japan in 1988. By 1996, drifting had moved across the Pacific and into the United States. The first U.S. drift event was held at Willow Springs Raceway in California. In 2002, Europe had held its first event, ushering in the international popularity of drifting.
One of my friends introduced me into videos online, and it was called drifting.
I was 15, the day after I got my car. My buddy's like, hey, you need to watch this video. And they were drifting, and I was like, okay. Next 5 minutes, we were out in the neighborhood.
One of my friends that is from Japan asked me why I was listening to the music from Initial D. That is basically an anime about drifting. I've always been interested in like cars and things that go fast. Cars, Eurobeat, anime couldn't get much better for me.
It just kind of popped up on me that there was a sport out there for front engine rear-wheel drive cars, and it was basically just about sliding your car around, and that seemed like the most fun.
I just popped the clutch, and next thing I know, I was sideways.
I started in parking lots. I found some side streets that seemed pretty safe to drive really fast on and kind of try to drift. I've probably put my car in a ditch 4 or 5 times.
The rear end slid out and slid off the road and hit 5 trees.
The last like 8 runs, I was getting within like 1 foot and 6 inches of the clipping point on the concrete wall.
If you mess up, you hit a curb, whoop-de-doo, keep going.
I wrecked a few cars and made some stupid mistakes, and I guess I learned from them, and then got out on the track, and that's where we're trying to keep it now.
My name is Jared Young, and I race a 4-cylinder truck. I would say most people in my division that I race with probably don't think it's real racing. You know, me and my brother sometimes joke about it, but I mean, we get a good kick out of it. Oh, I love Tokyo Drift. That was a great movie. It's entertaining. I kind of view it as a fad. I don't think I would ever get into it, but I don't really know the rules, and maybe if I learn the rules and how you're scored and how do you win, I'll probably like it. All so far I know is that you pop the clutch and hit the e-brake and go around some turns. That's all I really know about it.
I tend to like the Japanese drivers better. They just have more of that not so American style. That they do it as more of just it's flawless and smooth.
I think it's more Americanized like now, because now it's just about horsepower and smoke and show, as to oppose where like it all originated in Japan, like in the mountains, where it was just graceful and, you know, it's better that way. So that's where it is to me.
Sadly, horsepower does matter.
With Nopi, it's like all about pleasing the crowd. The more tire smoke, the faster you go, the closer you get to destroying your car and totaling everything, the better it is.
I really don't think it's that dangerous.
I'd say it's probably a lot more dangerous than most motorsports.
You know, obviously the faster you go, the more dangerous it is in any motorsport. So technically, I mean, NASCAR can be dangerous. Formula One, I think, can be the most dangerous because it's open wheel. If you barely touch anything, I mean, you're pretty much screwed.
It's definitely a lot harder on your car, at the very least, than just driving in a circle or driving in a straight line trying to go really fast.
I mean, when you're drag racing, you're going 200 plus miles an hour, you flip your car, you know, drifting. I mean, you're going 80. So if you loop out, you know, that's all. Might flip every now and then if you go off a road or something, but I think it's safer than a lot of the other.
So I think there's a lot more potential to kill yourself if you hit something with the side of your car versus head on, because a lot of cars are built to, you know, collapse in the front like this. And, you know, I could be drifting left and just plow right into a light pole with my door, and that'd be it.
I mean, you see some of the pictures of the crashes, and they can be bad if you're on some of those roads that those guys drive on. But it's also a slower speed sport, so if you're just practicing in a parking lot, you really can't hurt anyone but your car if you smack into a pole, because you shouldn't be going, you know, head-on collision speeds that'll kill people. So I just think it's safer in the fact that it tends to be less speed, but it's definitely more dangerous because it's harder to control your car, and that's the point. You're putting your car on the edge voluntarily, and you as a driver have to be responsible for what happens if you roll off a cliff.
It's up there, but it's not the most dangerous.
When we go to drift events, we zip tie the bumpers because you don't want to destroy them. When you hit cones and they're zip tied on there, the bumper will just slide off. But whereas if they're bolted on there, it could just shatter the fiberglass, and it's just a lot easier that way, and that wouldn't pass DOT standards.
Instead of bending like a metal hood would, it's just going to come straight at me. And they said that they've seen it where like shards of carbon fiber like go into people's necks and kill them. But I'm probably going to do a carbon fiber hood anyway because it's going to take 50 pounds off my car.
It's like any other motorsport. All the safety precautions have to be gone over.
X bars on the doors,
Quick release steering wheel,
gloves,
Helmet,
socks,
5-point harness,
fire extinguisher,
Roll cage,
racing seats.
neck brace,
fire suit,
Hans device.
so when I get into a wreck, my neck doesn't snap.
I mean, that's basically about it.
everything that could possibly ever go wrong in my life just melts away. You know, worrying about school, finances, relationships, anything like that just doesn't matter anymore.
The adrenaline rush that you get when you're sideways, it's something you can't explain. It's just fun, swinging the car out.
It just baffles you because it looks like they're either about to crash or they're turning the opposite direction. You don't know why. The tires are blazing with smoke trailing the car. I mean, it's almost like a rally on pavement because instead of having dirt and gravel flying, you have asphalt, chunks of rubber, and white smoke. Just being able to hold something that's so out of control, that looks so out of control, but you're actually in control of it. So that's one of the major appeals, I would say.
We have to learn to control out of control. And this truck right here, coming off the turns, it's not very aerodynamic. So my rear end tends like to whip around, which I have to drive out of it. I kind of guess that's similar to drifting.
Start drifting and it's like addicting. It's like my drug. It's my anti-drug.
When I get on the track, that's when everything goes away. You're just out there to drive. You don't think about stress, bills, what you got to do when you get home, your girlfriend, your family, anything like that. When you're in the car, it's just you versus everybody else versus yourself on the track. And it's just, that's kind of one place that I can just get away from everything.
Since it's so fun, I don't think I'll be out of it in its entirety. I mean, I might transition into other sports that involve same kind of driving skills, but it'll definitely be a part of me forever, I would say.
Driving. Love driving. I have to say I spend most of my time doing that, and I have the most fun doing that.
Everything that you can possibly think of is just gone because you're focusing on the road, where you're going to go next. There's really not anything else that takes so much concentration from me that I'm actually willing to put that concentration into.
Some people think that it would be stressful driving a car like that, but it's more of a stress relief, like once you're more accommodated with it and used to it.
When I'm in the car, that's all I see. I see you straight ahead of me, everything else is like gone. Nothing else is going through my head, no matter how loud the music is. It's just going, man.
I plan on doing this the rest of my life.
As long as I got tires to roast, I'll be doing it.
I don't plan on retiring like early, like 40, you know. Some of those drifters in Japan, they're still about 50 years old drifting.
I never want to stop. There's always the end of the course.
I think I'm always going to have a passion for driving, no matter what it be. And drifting is the most fun, so I think that I'll carry that with me my whole life.